So, my dear Gemini, you have arrived. You have today your full moon, and I'm really doing the reading today in this moment when the moon is 100% full. So the sun, which is in Sagittarius, is giving the light to the moon, which is of course here in your sign. And so this is your opposite sign, and you have arrived in your opposite sign as a means to be like now here in the Lovers card. You are recognizing very clearly that you are on a physical level uniting with your opposite, but here in Sagittarius that physical level is more of an higher state of consciousness, the union of giving and taking. The two people here, it's just the two cups left, and we are blending it all the time. When we inhale and when we exhale, we demonstrate clearly that we can be in two different ways, right? We can be full and we can be empty. So here, this sun and moon, of course, is talking today on your full moon. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion, is the planet that says, well, you can also be a guardian angel. And of course, you are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the mind and the language that we understand through that. And so here comes a very interesting combination. 9th house of philosophy, 3rd house of communication. And so we can see that there are going to be very interesting conversations going on. Now for Sagittarius, I did Paschimottanasana as a yoga pose, the forward bend. And in that forward bend, I find myself. In this forward bend, I recognize deep within myself the blending of the upper and the lower body. That here I find my own guardian angel as the number 5, as a sacred geometrical form. For you, I gave you Eka Raja Kapotasana, which is King Pigeon. And when we reach back through the arms, which is your body part, we reach into the feet, into our subconscious, and we recognize there then the higher consciousness, right? And so you see the triangle pointing down and the triangle pointing up creates the number 6, 6-pointed star, the hexagram, right? A very holy and a very influential symbol throughout the world. So here, this moment exists only once a year, but if we include the other planets, this moment exists only once in your life. Your court card is the Knight of Swords. You are fast, you are searching for answers. And so if your birthday is between May 10th and June 9th, then this is your court card. If you are before or after that, please look in the description below. I have listed all of them. And of course, you can look into the reading before or after if the court card isn't the Knight of Swords. Back to the last reading, we have Scorpio Sun giving the Gemini Moon the light, and the message was, yes, next month in your full moon, you'll show the world your happiness. And you see here that this is the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, and here Sagittarius, letting you know that you are enjoying yourself, right? And 2 and 6 is 8 Wands, and we can recognize that back then you already saw, yes, I am gonna have a really good time on the day of my full moon. The Wheel of Fortune is connected as well with Jupiter, and so we have Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune, both are connected with Jupiter. And this month we're gonna see what the Wheel of Fortune is wanting to tell you, and I'm gonna pull a card from the Mystical Moment Tarot, and we're gonna see what the message will be for the Wheel of Fortune, the number 10 in the major arcanas. So the overall message, okay, is of course what is going to bring this reading to the next level. And so here you see the number 43, secrets. So this full moon is gonna bring secrets into the light, because the moon is fully lit by Sagittarius, by the guardian angel, right? It's almost like, yes, you are now able to look deep into what here lurks sometimes in the darkness. But here we have a keyhole, which is upside down, right? And the number 3 and 4 is the Emperor and the Empress. So we see, when we calculate that together, we get the 7, the Chariot. If I put the 10 above, right, then we get a 17. And the 17 is Aquarius, is the star, is the hope that we never let go of. You're facing the right path, the path out to the full moon, and that's how we're going to read today. And then after this reading, everything goes to the left, back to the new moon. And so you are recognizing that actually Jupiter is bringing you the secret, bringing you now important secrets, because the 17 calculated together, we get an 8. The 8 is that infinite potential to evolve, to grow, and to recognize that the mysteries are always around us, and that you are here now successfully uniting the masculine and the feminine, which is the hexagram. Here, the blue triangle and the red triangle, right? Very clearly letting you know the masculine and the feminine, when they unite, we get a new energy. So it's very beautiful what you get here already as a combination, right? You have, of course, the 7, always the success, the emotional success that you're gaining here through combining the Emperor and the Empress, right? The 4 and the 3, and then the 7, the Chariot. Plus, of course, the 1, in a way also the magic of the Wheel of Fortune, the magic of Pluto bringing you such energies. So we're going to read to the right. We're going to go out into your full moon, and on the position of the Fool, that foolish idea deep within you, comes the Magician. And you see how the Magician is facing to the left. He's facing the soul. He's facing that deep inside you knowledge that you have, and you're falling into the pool of infinite possibilities. And the Magician is the first one that receives the idea. So you get a 10 here, and the 10 in a way is again here the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, right? And so the secrets are going to come out because the Magician knows about all those secrets. The Fool is connected with Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of bringing new beginnings to you, but also changes, right? And so recognize that this is a state of consciousness in your head. There's no person or no zodiac sign connected with the Magician. And so you are literally connecting with the Magician because he is also led by Mercury, and you are led by Mercury, the language and the mind that is receiving now all the energies that you see here on this table, which are the 4 elements, right? And he is, of course, the 5th element. On the position of the Magician, we get here many paths. And many paths is the number 34, and this is the reverse of the 43. So we have a 7-7 portal framing here him, the one and only, that one energy, that one inspiration that you are going after. And so many paths, right? You see here the hands reaching up is letting you know that you are recognizing then here with the one, the magician, that the 8 is coming here. And the 8 has spoken to you here on the Wheel of Fortune plus the secrets, right? You had the 17, the star, the hope, and then the 8. The 8 is Leo. The 8 is the strength that you must have to actually recognize the true power that comes from deep within, navigating that out of nothing, right? So you see, this is a magician and here's a magician, right? So this is more a modern version of a magician. And so the 8 is literally letting you know, well, you are actually stepping up and wanting to know that you are now going out to the full moon, right? And that's why she's also facing this way. It's almost like she's facing him and she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, my child, have a look at all these tools. And out of these tools, you get many, many paths that you can take. Then I wanted to see what's happening here with those many paths, and here came out of the Mother Peace Tarot came the 2 of Wands upside down. The 2 of Wands is connected with the constellation Mars in Aries, and Mars, of course, the action that we take to explore, to actually do things, is bringing here this woman who is actually asking her ancestor to show her how to make fire. Now, when it's reversed, of course, it's almost like you are not seeing that path. You're not seeing that the ancestors are here for you. You're not seeing that you are having help. You're not seeing that the guardian angel is always there, right, for you. That's what you are learning, because you are maybe still very much involved in this human interaction and are not believing into a guardian angel interactions of blending, right? Or even being the rainbow of creativity that giving you the light now to be creative. So recognize that you are learning to trust, to learn to trust that the ancestors are here, always with you. You can ask them, and even though you are right now not trusting that path, you almost have no choice, right? It's kind of like, okay, now the message is out. There are guardian angels, there are people helping you. And so the path up, right, out into the moon is clear, but you are almost like going down into the roots here with this energy, right? It's almost like you're saying, no, but how can I go out? I need to maybe go first in. Because here in the Mother Peace Tarot, the 2 of Wands, when it's reversed, right? It's always very interesting how they share with you the reversal of this. It's reversed. She may not have the energy to get anything going, and there is a tendency to feel incompetent or unable to get things done. She may feel as if her intuition is inaccessible. Okay, so you know that you have to learn or have to trust now that this path is unfolding, and you are called to trust, because on the position of the High Priestess comes the Magician again. Look at that. So you get 2 types of magicians, right, framing the path, the many paths, and up here is the 3rd magician. Look at that. So one is looking down, right, looking to the left, looking to the left. Looking to the left means that you are going from deep within, right? From deep within, the message is coming. And you are learning, and you are realizing there are many paths. There are many types of magicians out there. There's this type of magician, and of course there's this type of magician. This is the Hermetic Tarot, very old And of course here the Visconti Sforza tarot, even older, right? 15th century, 1888, right? Also 3 times the 8 in there. So there is a very important message coming to you, because you had the 8 here, right? Together, the 8 came up, and you had also then here the 8 with the many path, right? The Magician plus the 34 is again an 8, and you recognize that the 8 plus the 2 is a 10, right? And the 10 is then the Wheel of Fortune talking to you and saying, well, trust that everything, even if it's upside down, is just a game. It's a game. It's spinning. It's turning. It's going in every direction, and you can learn from it, right? You can then see into the secrets of the universe. So here we get the 3, right? The 2, the intuition, and the 1, the magic. See that your intuition unfolds the magic. Trust that, the path. And he's pointing up to the sky. He's pointing up, and it's like one of those arms that are reaching up into the light. It's like this arm that is actually saying, yes, here is the star, right? The 17. Here is that moment where you see, yes, I have the 17. The 17 is important, and you are really understanding that everything comes, right, in a way that we get it. So here I am just giving you the information of the cards, but you're going to fill in the blanks. On the position, now, together it's the 3. Together we get the Empress, right? And so recognize that there is a new intuition being born that brings magic to you. On the position of the Empress, we see here Leo coming to you. And Leo, the number 11 here in this deck, the Oswald Worth Tarot's French deck, La Force, is saying, well, recognize that the true power always lies within, because the 11 is a portal. And so the 3 is in a way standing by itself, the 3 that is then connected here with this 3 of the Magician and the High Priestess, right? That you create the magic, and out of that magic, new things are born, new things come to you. And that's the strength to continue, because the 8 is up here in her head, and she is the one that's saying, well, I connect the gentleness with the wildness, with the Leo, with that strength, and learn to see the beauty in it, because the Empress is the beauty, is the love, but also is the money. So the 11, we have a 1 and an 11, that's 3 times the 1. And of course, we have here the 1, we have 4 times the 1. And 4 times the 1 means that you are, from your heart or from the 4 elements, are recognizing now, it's important that I trust my intuition. It's important that I trust my inspirations, and that I trust that I have the strength to go and live that. On the position of the Lovers comes the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands is connected with Jupiter in Leo, and it's a 6-6 portal, because you are the 6th major arcana, the Lovers. The 6-6, 2 times 6 is that beautiful moment where you recognize, hey, I think I have arrived. I think I stand here and I raise my arms up. And when I look at the last reading, what's really interesting here is that you had the 2 of Wands, which was the 2 of Wands here as well, reverse, and the 6 of Wands here, the 6 of Inspiration. And you have the same cards again from a different deck. So you see that you have 8 wands. 8 wands that are letting you know that in that infinite potential of finding your strength deep within, but also deep without, lies the magic lies, the secret of this life, right? That when things are upside down, it doesn't mean it's negative. It means it's just dormant. It's just not awakened yet, right? You see the circle here. You see the laurel that she is putting her arms up and she's like, yes, I made it, right? And so the Eight of Wands, it's kind of like, okay, you are recognizing that there is this potential, always potential in everything that we do. And the Eight of Wands is usually that gush of energy, a lot of energy and information coming to you. But here now, connected with Jupiter in Leo, and Leo being here as a major arcana, it's almost like there is a Leo giving you power, there's a Leo helping you, there's Leo making you feel excitement in this Jupiter energy of Sagittarius, because Leo is also a fire sign, right? You are an air sign. That's why you have the swords, right? That's why you have the bird. But the action, taking action in life, is actually here talking to you on a subconscious level, because this is the moment of where the full moon is right now in your sign, right? What the full moon does to you. Then on the position of the Knight of Swords, we have the Sun. The Sun is the 19th card, and you are the third house of communication, which then becomes a 22 when we calculate it together. Now the 22 is the Fool, because we have 22 major arcanas, right? And 0 or 22, you can choose. So we have the Magician talking, because he came up on the position of the Fool. And so you see here, she is facing the left as well. She's giving us her back. And so you are really understanding that the 19 and the 1 is a 20, and the 20 is the call, is your calling. It is your calling to be magic, to be the light, to be bright, to stand here and raise your arms up and to take in what is given to you, right? Whatever you do, do it, right? Go for it, and don't let yourself be taken aback by this card. This is just that you sometimes have a difficult time to believe in angels, right? Because here Sagittarius is here to give you the understanding that Jupiter makes you big. Jupiter makes you raise your arms, and now you even have it in your court card, right? And you see very clearly, hey, yeah, I am ready for this kind of energy, right? This is my calling, and the calling is to stand up there and to be fabulous. Then on the position of the Sagittarius, where the Sun is, right, we have here in the Medicine Woman Tarot the blending, and in the blending the 9 of Swords is coming. The 9 of Swords is connected with the constellation Mars in Gemini, and so that's you, Mars, right, which is actually pushing us to act, to do things. Mars in Aries, right, to trust. Our ancestors knew how to make fire, so they transmit that to you, and that transmission is actually received by you, and that's your intuition. And so here you get the 9 of Arrows. Now look where she is pointing at. She's literally pointing at you, at the head of the woman that's raising her arms up, and she's literally saying, I'm gonna trust this. I'm gonna really trust this moment here, because she's blindfolded and she has the world in front of her, and she is dressed yellow. She is the Sun, and so blindly she's following into the soul connection. But now you're going out because the Sun is giving the light to the full moon, and so you are really awakening to something, because the 9 is the completion. So the 9 plus the 14, the 14 becomes the 5, right? And the 5 and the 9 is again 14. So 14 is left, 14 and then 5. You are understanding the 5 senses. The 5 senses, when I withdraw from them and I shoot the arrow from deep within, from my deeper knowledge, then I will always know where I shoot into, because I see it from deep within, from the inner eye, right? From the star, from the third eye, from that inner earth star connection to the 8, right? So very beautiful here. Now we have in this deck the guardian angel that is watching over you, right? And you see Temperance, you see the moon and the sun and his wings, and you see that whatever you're doing here, you cannot do anything wrong, right? It's almost like you are aiming for the sun and you're aiming to be successful. You're aiming to be the light. You're aiming to show the people, this is who I have become. Then on the position of the moon, here comes the number 24, the galactic mushroom and the divine matrix. Now the 24 is the 2, the high priestess, and 4, the emperor. Calculated together, the 6, we get you, the lovers, and the 9 and the 6 is the 15. 15 is Capricorn, is in the major arcana, the devil, is that attachment to certain things. So dive deep down into your subconscious, learn everything there is to learn, maybe even through magic mushrooms, and then out of that comes the 6, right? The 6 is you again, the 15, where we have the 5 senses, and that one sense, the 6th sense that liberates us, and through magic mushrooms we are tapping into the 6th or the 3rd eye, right? Any of the ayahuasca ceremonies or medicine mushrooms, whatever you take, right? It's opening up your 3rd eye, and this is what you're using your 3rd eye. You're using it into the soul path. And so here now we know why she's able to be successful in shooting that arrow into the sun, right? Because she knows very clear inside is the picture, not outside of her. Now I wanted to see what is talking here through the galactic mushroom, and up came the 4 of Wands reversed again, and the 4 of Wands is Venus in Aries. You have Mars in Aries and Venus in Aries. Now these two came upside down because they're round, so it's clear that sometimes to the right or left, up or down. So you have 6 wands here that are reversed, right? But you also have 6 wands that are up. And so you have altogether 12 wands, and 12 is the hangman. And so this upside down vision of you knowing that sometimes things can go down, right? The feminine goes down, the masculine goes up, is that we learn to trust that in both directions it is a sign of duality, and that we have to come into the center. Now here the ancestors are showing you how to make the fire. Now here there are 4 women dancing because they have their period. Now in the reverse, I'm gonna have a look as well what the reverse means of the 4 of Wands. It means she may be working too hard and her life may be overly serious, even though joy and fun may be all around. She may find her sexual energy not available. So very clearly these girls are celebrating their first period, and that's the blood flow that is celebrating. And it's interesting that it comes up with the galactic mushroom, because it's the number 6, right? And here we have these 6 ones that are reversed. So it's almost like here you see things maybe in a reverse way. It's almost like when we do take these mind-altering substances, we see things in the reverse way, and that's where the teaching is, that's where the understanding is. And so maybe you just have a look at why the 4 of Wands is upside down, why you may be not able to really enjoy a certain celebration. Maybe you don't want to let go of control, or maybe it's also something that you just don't want to do. That's then okay. Maybe you just don't want to engage in this kind of ceremonies, right, where we take these mind-altering substances. So the 9 and the 6 is, again, remember 15, the devil, and maybe that's why here this is reverse, right? The 6 then calculated together is the 6 out of the devil, and the 6 of wands that are reverse. It's almost like maybe you need to let go in this full moon about attachments to certain things that you think should be the way you think they should be, right? And it doesn't work like that. So then on the position of the sun, which came on the position of the Knight of Swords, right? We have here the wind, we have here the change. Again, we have a 24, we have a 24 portal. So this ceremony, this looking deep into your subconscious, created a big shift. And it's almost like, yes, you are now recognizing that you are opening yourself up to a really high consciousness, because it was the 19 plus the 3 was the 22, and the 22 is the magician, right? And so here we have the magician calling, in a way, right? It's letting you know, hey, this is your calling. Your calling is to be intuitive. Your calling is to be as bright as the sun. And even though things are shifting and there is a spiral, right? A spiral of wind, because you are the wind. You are really fast with the way you talk, with the way you deliver information, with how witty and how clever you are, right? Mentally really strong. Something is shifting, something is changing you, right, in this ceremony. And so the 19 becomes the 10. The 10 and the 6 is the tower. The tower is break things apart, but the 7 is left. So I wanted to see what's talking here as well through the wind, and we got the 6 of Pentacles facing the right. And the 6 of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Moon in Taurus, and Moon in Taurus is, of course, bringing you the financial security in your subconscious, not just in your conscious, in your subconscious. How have you been trained as a child to look at money? And so here she's massaging this woman. The 6 of Pentacles is giving and taking. They receive, each of them, what they need to receive. Now to the right, it's almost saying yes. Here to the right, it's almost like guiding you. To the right, she may give more than she receives, right? And so maybe this is why this is happening, right? You are realizing here that you give more than you receive, and so there is maybe a little bit of an imbalance, and you can maybe figure that out. Now we have the 7 left here, and the 6 is the 13, and the 13 was, yes, next month in your full moon, you'll show the world your happiness. And you are showing the world your happiness, because you have a 6-6 portal here with the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So the money, when you give, right, just give. Don't think, oh, she gave me more or I gave less. Just trust, right? So since you all together have 12 wands, right? The 12 wands, in a way, then the Hanged Man, right, is like helping you to not get caught in the understanding that the 6 is, of course, connected with you, and the 6 is bringing you here a celebration, but also a letting go of not really being able to really trust, right? That you here now also see that the giving and the receiving is not yet fully there, but you are learning. You are learning, and you are taking the path forward, right? Also through here the galactic mushroom, right? You see how he's looking out of this and bringing you then the change and the shift of the 666 portal, and then we have 6 ones that are reversed, right? I mean, it's clear you have like a lot of 6 coming here teaching you. And then on the position of the world comes you, the Lovers. You, if you go through all of this, all these difficulties, right? All of this, and you see it's kind of the same color. It's almost like this light here behind here. It's like out of this mushroom, this whole world is unfolding. This whole like energy of the 16, the tower is breaking apart. And out of this gray zone, out of this like, oof, I mean, this is like, I know how this feels, right? I know that's work. Comes this, right? Then comes a blissful state. Then comes a state of like, I got it. I understand it, right? I understand that this is petty to think that sometimes someone is giving or receiving more or less, right? And here, of course, the world, the 21 becomes the 3, and the 6 is the 9. And the 9 we know is the completion. The 9 is then the completion to this arrow, right? The arrow that is aiming at yourself, the arrow that is saying, I want to be me, this crazy me, this wonderful me, this colorful me, right? I want to be this. And so here you are recognizing that you have a lot of 6, right? You have a lot of 6. Here's a 6, right? And these 2 6s, right? This was very clear as well, right? 2 times the 6 here in a more working fashion. You had the 6 here with the 6 of Pentacles, and you had the 6 of Wands, both of them in reverse, right? It's almost like you are not trusting that certain things are really teaching you something from your ancestors, from your guardian angels, that the guardian angel is here, right? That the guardian angel is actually shooting the arrow, right? He's helping you to shoot this arrow, right? He is the one that shoots the arrow into this happiness, into the enjoyment. And so, closing the reading, you see now the magician creates all of this, right? And you see that here, closing the reading, you are like, okay, he is the one saying, well, now you understand the magic. You see the card is right in between. You understand the magic because it's the number 7. The 7 is the 7th chakra, and the 6 is the 6th chakra, right? And so the 1 and the 6 is 7. So there's a 7-7 portal. The success is in what you see, what you allow to open your third eye to, and that the magic is all around you today, here at this full moon moment. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then we see behind the sun the constellation Capricorn. And remember, we had Capricorn here with this, right? That you have still certain attachments, but the mushroom is going to liberate you from that, right? And so just remember, everything has a meaning, everything tells you a story. And so I hope you were able to fill in your story into these cards. And so I thank you so much for being with me, and wishing you, of course, a beautiful full moon celebration. Namaste.